We have to get our confidence back because confidence is everything. It's that trust that you have that I will do this, I am that person. Like, it's having that assurance of who you are. Confidence is about embodying who you are, who you truly are in your most authentic self. And when you embody that, you really do move in life differently. You speak differently, you look differently, you talk differently, and you act differently because you are acting, thinking, and being who you're authentically meant to be. Hey, lovely, welcome back. If you don't know me, my name is Dieleve, and on this channel, we grow and glow by really putting in the work that it takes to become that woman. So if that's your vibe, if you want to do the hard work of healing and growing and just learning about who you are, go ahead and subscribe to our lovely growing channel, which is so incredible. We're past 600 subscribers in just 3 months, which is insane. Thank you so much. I'm really excited for this community to grow. You guys have been amazing, and please, I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear everything. How can I grow? How can I get better? So let me know in the comments if you have anything to add, any videos that you want to see, any suggestions, let me know down below. This is your ultimate confidence guide for the rest of the year. You want to finish the year strong, start 2025 strong. This is it. There are hard seasons of our lives when we're going through it. We're going through it mentally, physically, emotionally, and those seasons are really hard, and you may not feel the most confident. We're not meant to feel the best all of the time. I really don't want you to have this delusion of I'm supposed to be confident all the time. You're not supposed to be like that all the time. Life is 50-50, 60-40. 60% of the time you are confident, 40% of the time maybe not. That's how life is. I want you to have that reality, because if you lie to yourself, that's not confidence. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that most of us have really felt what confidence is, and we want that. We want to know how to really feel like that most of the time in our lives. The first way for you to get your confidence back is to start with the end in mind. This means you want to start by seeing, what does confidence look like? Picture your ultimate most confident self. Who is she? That's where you want to start. And I call this tapping into future self. And this works wonders. Like, this works so well because you are visualizing where you want to be, and you're taking that visual and you're actually putting it into practice. You have to see what confidence is. What does that look like to you? What does that feel like to you? Where are you? What are you doing? Who's around you? What are you wearing? What are you feeling? What does that confident life look like? Maybe confidence for you means wearing certain colors. Maybe when I'm confident, I'm going to wear that bold color. Maybe when I'm confident, I'm going to try this hairstyle. That's what confidence is for you. So you look at that and you write those things down. It could be different areas of your life. It could be in your physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, like all areas of your life. What does that confidence look like? What does having confidence at your work look like? Maybe taking on more projects, or maybe speaking up in the meetings. Maybe setting boundaries with your boss is confidence to you. What does that look like? Maybe it's being more social. Maybe it's going on a solo date by yourself. Maybe it's posting more content. Maybe starting the business. What does confidence look like to you? What are the things that you've put on the back burner because you're not confident? Look at that. Look at those desires that you want, and then write those down. That's where we need to start. You have to visualize confidence. A lot of us think that you're gonna stumble on confidence. You can actually just close your eyes and picture that, and you feel what it is to be confident. And you're gonna take that feeling and you're gonna use it to fuel you to work on those things. That's where confidence starts. Confidence really does start in our thoughts, like thinking about it, visualizing it, tapping into the future self, tapping into who you are in the future. So another way for you to really tap into this is prayer, connecting with God. I am a daughter of God. I love the Lord. I love praying. I love connecting with him. I love my one-on-one time with him. He helps me have that confidence because he sees the future. He has seen where I'm at. He sees where I'm going, and he can help me have the confidence to really be that woman so I can move towards the future. I can move towards who he created me to be. So if you're a praying woman, if you're a woman of God, I really encourage you to tap into the Holy Spirit. He is already there. He has seen you 2 years, 10 years, 4 years from now. He has seen where you're at, and he's going to help you, and he's going to give you what you need so you can get there. The second way for you to get your confidence back, or really just get confidence, is to really have a healthy self-perception or self-concept. The way you see yourself has to be in a healthy way. If your self-concept is overly narcissistic, it's overly selfish, that's not healthy. Or if it's overly toxic, it's beating yourself up, it's putting yourself down, that's not healthy either. So finding a middle ground where you can see yourself for who you are in totality, where you can holistically see yourself, you're able to use that knowledge and wisdom to move in life, that is pure confidence. So how do you really have a healthy self-perception? And like I said already, you have to look at yourself in a healthy way. You have to see the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, and you have to take it as it is. You have to be mature enough to know that these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths, I can improve here, I can move there. And I really do think the best way to do this is to do a SWOT analysis, a personal SWOT analysis. You may have heard this. A lot of companies do this to help strengthen their teams, their businesses, to really just make them better and move forward. I really do think you can take this into a personal manner and really help you grow personally and help grow your confidence, because you're able to look at yourself in a really healthy way, and that's where your confidence is. SWOT is an acronym. The S stands for strength, the W stands for weaknesses, the O stands for opportunities, and the T stands for threats. So we're gonna start with the S, and you're going to list out your strength, and these are the things that you see and you believe. You look at your life, you look at yourself and see, what are my strengths? These could be your gifts, your talents, your skills, the thing that you're just like can just naturally do without thinking about. What are those things that you can do? Look at the value that you bring to the table in your job, in your relationships, with your friends, at home, with your kids, with your husband, with your partner, whoever. What value are you bringing to the table? Example for me is that I'm really good at connecting with people, right? I'm really good at talking and asking questions and going deep and just really getting to know people. I love that interaction. I'm a great listener. I love to listen. I love to just ask deeper questions. I'm just like really just wanting to grow like deep with people. I'm a really good speaker. I can get up and really make up anything in front of people. You see how I light up when I talk about myself like that. Looking at myself in a really realistic way and seeing what are the things that I have, what has God given me. We are multifaceted, and confidence is all about seeing that. When you see those strengths, you see yourself in a better light. And I mean, I just feel so great. I feel like I can take on the world just talking to you about it. So that's the S. The next one is the W. So really looking at your weaknesses. The weaknesses is looking at the things that you're limited in. You have to understand that you are a limited person. We're not perfect. You don't have endless amounts of time and energy and blah, blah, blah. So this is not meant to put you down. It's just meant to give you like the truth, right? These are the things that I'm limited in. These are kind of my weaknesses. And again, it's all about mindset, how you see this. My pastor always says that we are the loved, limited image of God. When you're looking at these weaknesses, take it from that perspective. Some of these weaknesses could be things that you're struggling in. Talk negatively to yourself. You're struggling with self-hate. You're struggling with really loving your body. You're on your phone too much. You have a lot of screen time and you're not eating healthy and you're not sleeping enough. You have a temper and you're not patient. You're not kind. Like, you're not mindful, like all these things. Some of my weaknesses is inconsistency. Have consistency in some places, but not the others. Perfectionism is such a huge weakness for me. It really limits me. It keeps me in the same place because I want everything to be perfect. I never move on to the next thing. It doesn't help me grow because I'm just here trying to perfect this one thing instead of really just being okay with what I have and moving forward. For me, a weakness is still like overeating and binging. Like, I've worked through a lot of that, but I still have this fear of gaining my weight back and not being able to lose it again. Like, all of this stuff, these are some areas of weakness that I'm seeing right now as I'm growing. I'm not beating myself up. These are things that are actually happening. These are true things. They're not lies. And I'm looking at them in a gracious way. Next one is the O. These are the opportunities. So I really like to see this as like a door. This is like one of those things that your future self told you and you can step into. I think the areas of weakness and opportunities kind of go together. Take your weaknesses. Where are the opportunities for me to strengthen this? For me, one of the things that I talked about was perfectionism. And an opportunity for that for me is my birthday. As I'm recording this, there's like a gajillion things behind me of decor and all this stuff. And the perfectionist in me wants to make that perfect, decide and say, you know what? This birthday does not have to be perfect. It's just all about having fun and having a good time. That's an opportunity for me to improve that. It's also an opportunity for me to really enjoy the hard work that I put in my body and not have the fear of gaining the weight and just enjoying my birthday, the food, the people, the drinks, like all the things that are going to happen. Instead of being self-conscious of what do I eat and what do I do, it's just letting go and allowing myself to really enjoy the moment. Those are just some opportunities that I'm seeing based on the weaknesses that I talked about. I hope you're kind of getting how this goes. I know this is kind of a long explanation, but this really does work, helping you see yourself in a gracious and really honest way. Last thing to do is to look at the threats. I would say some of the threats would be like triggers. What are the things that could trigger you back into hating yourself, back into talking bad about yourself? Maybe someone says something, maybe your boss, if your boss just says that one thing, you like literally break down. Or maybe it's the people in your life, maybe they're negative. Like, what are those things? What are those threats that could threaten your confidence, that could threaten who you are, that could threaten their strength? You want to see those because when you see these obstacles, you're able to manage them and able to see them better. So if we go back to the example that I gave earlier about my body, it's been such a huge area of contention. And one of the threats to that is like what people say, especially like family, coming from an African culture, like people are really odd about bodies and fat and looking this way and looking that way. So those are the triggers I think a threat would be to my confidence. If someone just says something about my body I'm not ready for, that would really threaten that confidence. So I have to really think about that. If I know that, okay, I'm about to get into this family situation, that person, that cousin, that uncle, that person always says something extra, always says something mean. If I know that already and I know that's a threat to my confidence, I'm able to protect myself. It protects your confidence. It protects you because you know what's true and nobody else is gonna come in and say otherwise, baby. This whole SWOT analysis is the best way for you to have a really healthy self-concept. You're looking at yourself in the best light. You're looking at yourself in the most authentic, beautiful light that you can look at. Worst thing that you can do for your confidence is lie to yourself. Hope this SWOT analysis helps you. Just Google SWOT analysis and you'll find different examples. A lot of them are business related. It is a business exercise, but I do think it works for the personal. I don't know about you, but every time I do this, I feel light. I feel confident and I just feel ready because I feel like I know myself and I know what's true and I know what's what. And that's what confidence is about, is being sure of who you are. The third way for you to get your confidence back for the rest of the year is to affirm your strength. Because for most of us, it's a lot easier to focus on the negative, to focus on what we're not good at, to focus on what I don't have, instead of focusing what you do have. And affirming this means that you are practicing those things. You are moving in those things. When someone compliments you, you don't say, oh no, I'm sorry. When someone compliments you on something that you actually are good at, compliments you on how great of a cook you are or how beautiful you are, you actually take it and say, thank you. I appreciate you. That means a lot to me because a lot of us don't see our strength because we don't affirm them. You have to affirm your strength for yourself. This is where affirmations come in. The way I do affirmations is I do affirmations of the things that I believe. Because if you believe you're ugly and then you're trying to tell yourself you're beautiful, but your belief is different from what you're saying, it's really hard to connect those things. That's why writing down your strength of what you see, what you believe is important, and affirming those. If you're struggling with believing in affirmation, I would say start with the things that you believe about yourself first. The good things you believe about yourself. Start affirming those and then move into the things that you don't believe yet. Affirming the strength that you have, that you believe in right now, matters because you're slowly teaching yourself how to be more positive towards yourself. Because when you know the truth about yourself, when other people are trying to tell you lies, when the world, the enemy is trying to tell you lies, you already know what's true. You can just brush that off. When someone tells you something negative about you and you believe it already, you're gonna feel hurt. But if someone says something negative about you, but you know that's a lie, it's not even who you are, right? You're just gonna brush it off because you know who you are, because you are affirming who you are every single day. The fourth way for you to get your confidence back is to really take care of your outer self. Taking care of your outer self is on a spectrum. Certain people dress certain ways, certain vibes, certain cultures, like that's all on a spectrum. So you have to understand where you're at, what vibe you want. Looks matter, not just to other people, but to us. Why do we have mirrors? We have mirrors because we want to make sure we look good. And you need to make sure that you look good for you. Like, what does looking good for you look like? Remember when we visualize future self, that's one of the things we talked about is, what do I look like? What am I wearing? What is my skin like? What do I eat? What is that confident woman doing there? What is good to me? What do I like? What kind of clothes do I like? What kind of skincare or makeup or hair? Like, what I want. What do I want? This is where you get to decide what you want and be okay with it. Giving you space to want what you want. What does that look like? Maybe for you, outer confidence means taking care of your skin, putting funds and time into your skincare. Maybe it's your hair, maybe it's your nails, maybe it's your clothes, your body, like going to the gym and working out and walking. Maybe it's how you speak. Maybe you want to speak a certain way. Maybe you want to elevate your speech. For me, it really has been fashion, and it has been in my skincare and my body. I'm more invested time in finding clothes that I really like instead of just kind of wearing whatever just because I have to wear clothes. I'm really finding different pieces and really taking my time. I like to thrift. You can look good on a budget. I'm just saying, you can, What does outer confidence look like to you? How do you embody that? People just see the hair, the nails, the clothes, but they don't see the work that I did. They don't see the tears that I cried. They don't see the journals that I wrote. They don't see the affirmations that I'm doing. They don't see the SWOT analysis that I'm doing, right? That's the inner work. People only see the outer stuff, right? They only see that, but you gotta do the inner work. The outer stuff matters. There's just something different about getting your nails, your hair, like when all those things are in line, the fifth way for you to get your confidence back is to really have the right environment and right space that fosters confidence. And when I say usually environment, I mean people. And I talk about this in every single video. The people in your life really do matter. When I look around in my life, I genuinely do not have negative people in my life. I do not, and I don't want to have negative people in my life. I want people who are going to be honest with me, who will do a SWOT analysis test on me without me doing anything. They will see the BS, they will see the lies, they will see the strength, they will see the weaknesses, they will see the opportunities. That really does build confidence because it helps you be better. It helps you grow. When you have people around you who are telling lies and living in a delusional bubble, like, it doesn't help anyone. You guys are all just going in a circle. So that's the first thing. Get rid of people who lie or who are afraid to be truthful with you. I don't like confrontation at all. I just don't want it. I don't want us to fight. I don't. But I need it. And being mature and being that woman is knowing that I need to hear that and making sure that I have people who will tell me that. And then also, you got to get rid of the people who literally are negative. Like, are complaining all of the time. Woe is me all of the time. I understand venting. I understand talking about a situation and going through, but if that's the basis of your relationship is something negative, no. What do I need to make sure that my environment is good so that I'm taking care of me and that I am confident when I walk in a room? I'm not going to be put down. As much as we don't want to be influenced by people, we are influenced. That's what we talked about with the threats. These are triggers, right? People can be triggers into that. We have to look at these threats and we have to see, how am I going to handle that? That's part of being mature. Also, your physical environment too, like where you live, your space, is it clean? Is it healthy? Is it bringing you life? Is it a sanctuary? Or when you get home, it's just a mess, you don't want to be there. And how can you make where you are, your environment, foster that confident woman? What kind of place is that confident woman living? Like, where does she sleep? What does her room look like? What is the aesthetic? Like, all of those things. Your environment really does matter, and it really helps you keep your confidence intact, especially on the days when it's hard to be confident, because you have people around you who can pick you up. You have people around you who can help you through that so you can get back to being 100, you know? So the last way for you to get your confidence back and keep your confidence longer is for you to follow through. Confidence is really all about showing up for yourself. Can I show up for myself? When you have confidence in someone, you know that they're going to follow through, right? It's a trust. Confidence is all about trusting. So do you follow through with yourself? And I talked about this in my last video of how to love yourself. You have to do the things that you'll say you do for yourself. This creates self-trust. I will show up for myself. That what I say I'll do, I'll do. When I say that I'm going to take care of me, I'm going to take care of me. When I say that I'm going to go to therapy, I'm going to go to therapy. When I say that I'm going to start this, I'm going to do it. Honoring who you are. You know when you have a true friend is when they show up for you consistently. They don't do it perfectly, but they show up. That's all you ask them, just to show up, just to be there. A true friend is someone that shows up over and over and over again. And one of the things that a lot of us don't see is that we're not being that friend to ourselves. We're not being that person who shows up for ourselves. We're not doing the things that we say we do. You make all these plans and you don't follow through with them. You have the goals, you don't follow through with them. You gotta create the habit of consistency and following through with yourself. You don't wanna consistently let yourself down. When you do that, you're not gonna have any self-trust. You're not gonna have any confidence. You have to be able to show up for yourself. You have to be able to be that person for yourself. If you want to have real confidence, show up for yourself. Do the things that you said you do. I promise you, you're going to see a difference in you. You're going to see how you're walking, feeling, talking, being a whole different person, being that woman that you visualize because you're following through with yourself. That is all I have for you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. Encourage a community of any other ways that you are growing in your confidence this season. Make sure you subscribe to our lovely growing community, and I'll see you in the next one, my friend. Bye.